Grenville Hughes' racing career will forever be linked to another Racing Hall of Fame inductee, Mainbrace. The galloper's career was great but brief because of injury, whereas Hughes' riding days lasted 35 seasons. In that time, he set the benchmark for riding technique, achieved enormous success, displayed incredible courage, and entertained countless race fans. Hughes was a perfectionist in the saddle. His hands and heel style, tactical skill and courage brought home 1,270 winners, many in weight for age and classic races such as the Foxbridge Plate with Mainbrace. Hughes had dreamed of being a jockey at school. He first showed his love of speed on the wing for the Marist Midgets, scoring half the championship team's points for the season. He badgered his parents, Fred and Alice, to join a stable. When presented with the chance, the horses proved to be so uncontrollable that Hughes ran home twice. His mother returned him to the stable, saying that was his career choice and he had to make it work. The war brought changes in racing, and Hughes ended up under the guidance of Norm Cunningham. The master trainer taught the raw stable boy the importance of balance and the correct positioning of hands, a natural way of getting the best response from a horse. Cunningham also encouraged Hughes to keep a scrapbook, as he believed the photos were instructional. Hughes heeded the lesson, and his books provide a first-hand insight into the great career that followed. Mind you, only the victories were marked in separate ledgers. His second place in the 1964 Melbourne Cup didn't rate a mention. Hughes' first race was in September of 1942 on British Talent. It ran last. The first win came 41 rides and 5 months later on Tiger Tan, which paid a handsome £74. The most notable win in those early seasons was on Royal Duchess in the Great Northern Oaks, the first of 8 victories in the Ellerslie Classic over 19 years. Hughes developed a reputation for planning races carefully. He excelled at weight for age contests because he was a great judge of pace and studied the opposition well. These skills and attributes brought a racing association with another champion in the making, Mainbrace. Hughes almost didn't make it into the saddle for their first race win in the Welcome Stakes in 1949. He was ordered not to ride because of suspected kidney stones. Hughes ignored the doctor, not for the first or the last time, and one of the great racing partnerships of the New Zealand turf was underway. It was a proud and successful combination. Hughes meticulously noted every race on the back of his favourite picture of the two of them. By the time injury ended Mainbrace's career, they had won 23 races from 24 starts together. So strong was the connection that Hughes even kept one of Mainbrace's teeth. Hughes would later say it was like driving a Rolls-Royce against Minis, as Mainbrace also helped him to win his first jockey premiership in the 1950-51 season with 67 wins. 1954 provided his first and only Auckland Cup win on Arawa for Tom and Ray Werner. Another highlight with the Werners was winning on Bali High in front of the Queen Mother in 1957. He then watched in bemusement as owner Sir Ernest Davis, swept along by the occasion, gifted the horse to their royal guest. A second jockey premiership and a growing reputation in Australia as a horseman of skill, judgment and courage brought attempts to lure Hughes across the Tasman. He was offered a significant retainer, a house and a selection of horses from top trainers. But Hughes decided his family's best interests lay in New Zealand. The name G.F. Hughes on the semaphore was usually enough to send out a horse as favourite, and the jockey often kept the punters happy. He kicked home 5 winners in a day at Ellerslie in 1954 and is believed to have ridden 4 winners in a day on 10 occasions. Hughes continued to be associated with great horses and classic wins in the following decades. He won the New Zealand Cup on Beau's Army, the Wellington Cup on Gay Fallu, and the Wellington Derby on Ben Lomond, and enjoyed success with Terrific in the late 60s. By December of 1966, 24 years of racing saw Hughes become the 4th jockey to achieve the 1,000 winners milestone. The first 3, Jim Ellis, Bill Broughton and Bill Skelton, were among the many cherished telegrams and cards of congratulations. Like most jockeys, Hughes suffered numerous injuries throughout his career. He was renowned for ignoring medical advice and riding on. One example was being dumped by Hai Bing before the Clifford Plate in 1974. Hughes climbed out of the ambulance and back onto the horse and won. Another notable incident was when Hughes was scalded by water from his car radiator just before Christmas the same year. Hughes looked like he should have been in hospital, yet he rode on Boxing Day and came home with 4 winners. The end of Hughes' career came abruptly, 6 weeks after his 49th birthday in 1976. Hughes decided that was enough and he was happy to retire to his DIY lifestyle. He'd been happily displaying his skills on the home knitting machine for years and distributing them amongst his friends and family. He also devoted a lot of time to training a new generation of riders. By the time the saddle was put away for the last time, Hughes had ridden 1,270 winners in New Zealand and Australia. He won the Jockey's Premiership twice and most of the New Zealand Classics at least once. A year later, Hughes was awarded the MBE. He said it was thanks for the entertainment. Those who saw him in the saddle knew it was a fitting reward for a jockey with a tremendous will to overcome adversity, a sense of showmanship, and superlative skills as a rider.